Hey there.
What's up, everyone? Can you see us through your screen?
We're in Qatar, in the Doha International Airport, and we wanted to make a video sharing our intentions for going to Nepal and Australia, and just kind of what's going on in our minds right now. This video is kind of for us as a reflection, and figured might as well share it.
Why not?
What the darn heck?
Yeah, do you want to go first, Bradley?
Sure. So, yeah, when we speak of intentions, it's a big topic, and I want to be flexible with my intentions, but also be strong in seeing them through. So finding that balance is important to me, and recognizing when I'm attached to a particular intention and when I'm just being lazy and not following through. So one of my intentions, one of the more obvious intentions for Nepal, is to spend a good chunk of time hiking and spending time in nature, exploring the Himalayas, and braiding that with meditation during the hiking portion of the trip, and documenting and journaling too. For me, I was real resistant to sharing, and kind of locked myself away from social media for a time and journaling, and I feel more comfortable in documenting this process and creating something cool out of it that hopefully inspires others to do what they want to do, whatever that is.
Well, so Bradley, you mentioned, I want to bring this up, you mentioned that you feel more comfortable documenting yourself now. What's led to that shift in perspective or shift in thinking? Knowing that you were once a little bit more reserved and just, I'll just leave it at that. What do you think has led to that shift in thinking?
I think I was wrongly, I just thought I was too cool for it. Like that I was above it in some way. That social media was somehow below me. And in a way I was isolated from that world, but when I came out of a more isolated meditation setting, I realized, wow, the world's changed. This is how connections are being made at a much faster rate. And I was being inspired by a lot of people on social media, on YouTube, people providing content, and I was just taking, and realized it's time to start contributing to that pool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, one person, and I'll get into the intentions in a little bit, but one person that's really inspired me to continue sharing more is our friend Lucky. His name's Tyler Wood, and you guys should check him out. He's
Wanderwood18
on Instagram. Yeah. And the guy's doing a fully self-supported journey from, I think, like the Mississippi River all the way down to the tip of South America. And so I don't know where he started exactly.
He started from his mom's front yard, I think.
Yeah, he just walked out, he just walks out the door. It begins this journey. And it's been really inspiring to see him share that along the way, and also do it. It's a self-propelled journey, is what he's calling it. So he's hiking, he's biking, he's kayaking, he's sailing, and it's just really cool to see. And he's built up a Patreon platform that's very impressive, and he's just such a good guy with a kind heart.
Yeah.
And we met him on the Pacific Crest Trail 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've kept in touch ever since. But it's just cool to see, and I feel inspired to share more through him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So what are some of your intentions? We can start riffing off one another.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I have mixed feelings about my own intentions, because I want to strike a balance between sharing my journey and not oversharing, if that makes sense. I don't know, I have my own way that I would like to craft, or it's weird. It's really weird. Like I have a way that I want other people to see my journey through. Like I guess there's a story that I'm trying to tell in some way.
Yeah.
And I don't want to capture just like the mundane moments, although those could be really funny and useful in some ways. And so maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of brainstorming at this point.
Same.
But yeah, I'm wanting to, I guess, invite you guys, whoever's watching, in on this journey. Like my parents, my family, my close friends, and whoever else happens to stumble across this, and wanting to just give a bit more of a window into what we're experiencing.
Yes.
Because the last time around that we did this, we didn't do any sharing until like the very end of the journey, and we started off sharing, but it fell off, and like you said, I just think the world's changing, and it's a cool way to connect with people. Like just recently, we posted on Instagram that we were going to be in Nepal, and 2 hikers from the PCT reached out to us, and they're in Nepal right now. Their names are Ben and Sally, and so hopefully we meet up with them tomorrow.
Yeah, it's true.
But it just seems like that's the world we live in.
Yeah, I think you touch on what you said about balancing. For me, the balance is striking. Am I sharing so much that I'm not experiencing, right? So my focus, I want to be able to focus on the experience and also be able to reflect. And I think the reflection and sharing can be very supportive of one another. In the act of even creating Instagram posts or blog posts or even this video, there's an aspect of I'm rolling through my thoughts again and like kind of processing what has happened and gaining the wisdom of that, and then sharing the nuggets. Like what I want to do is experience a lot and grow from this, but as far as you go, the viewer, I'm wanting to make sure that it's valuable to you. So on my end, that means distilling my experience down to like what's the real gem here that's going to be valuable to share, because there's so much context, and that it takes a lot of time to share all the context. So if I can like tell a story in a way that is adding value to you, helping me process, and not taking so much of anyone's time, then that'd be good. That'd be good for me. Yeah,
and I again, like I want to point back to Lucky and shout out to Tyler, because I really resonate with what he's doing, and it feels like he's sharing these memorable moments. Like his Patreon account was started. He's picking up, for every patron that he gets, he picks up 1 bag of trash. And what's cool is there's a communication aspect between the creator and the patron, in that he shares with you like before and after pictures of all this trash that was on the ground, and then he's got the after. Yeah, he's well, I think he's currently at like 50 or 60 patrons, so he's picking up like 2 trash bags a day, which is a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Lucky for inspiring me.
Pro plug-in right there.
Yeah.
So, grounding it back down to intentions, wanting to share it with y'all and give you kind of a bird's eye view of this. Really for, take what you can get out of it. If it inspires you to live a more mindful life in your everyday life, wonderful. If it encourages you to go on your own adventure, wonderful. I mean, I guess we've had a situation before where a kind of delicate situation where people might think that we are saying that this is the way to live life, and I just want to be explicit that that's not the message here. We've chosen a particular path the same way you've chosen a particular path, and both are worthy of respect and honor. So we're sharing ours, and you're more than welcome to share yours. And I don't think anyone needs to feel that they need to live another way, this way or that way. We're all learning at our own pace. We're all moving at our own pace. And yeah, I just want that to be very clear.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do feel the same way in that, like, I remember when I was finishing up the book, one of my last, like, not revelations, but like sort of some insight that I was getting into the trip that we had been through in 2015 was that you don't have to go on these journeys to different countries or to different places to experience inner growth. Like anyone, we're all doing that at all times, and we're just trying to like push ourselves as much as we can handle in every moment to experience that growth. And yeah, it doesn't have to, it's just a different type of experience that we're channeling that growth through.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's no right way to do it. And I think you're right in saying we're not trying to say this is the right way.
Yeah, I think if there is a right way, if there was such a thing, it would be that each person is being as true to themselves as they can be and being as authentic as they can be. And that looks like a million different ways. But if there's one right way that I can think of right now, it's that you're doing it your way in your most authentic way. So, and that's painful at times, uncomfortable. And I think we both signed up for this knowing that we were going to experience a lot of discomfort, pain, suffering, and contrast. And hopefully with that contrast, we'll have clarity in return. And with that pain and suffering, we'll experience joy as well. Which brings me to, I guess, to another intention that I'm wanting to develop my awareness and equanimity more. So the more meditative intention to grow inward and gain strength for what to me is a drastically changing world. And I'm wanting to continue to be a more finely tuned instrument to serve others and serve myself skillfully in this world. I mean, don't get me wrong, this journey is definitely for me. This is my journey. And as a result, I'm going to be able to serve others more effectively as well.
Yeah, there's like a strange paradox there, where, yeah, I mean, the metaphor is always like when the oxygen masks fall from the airplane, you put your own oxygen mask on first before you start helping other people.
Forget the kids, get yours on.
Let them suffocate. But yeah, it's true. Like, we need to be taking care of ourselves first in following our own passions, in following our own, maybe not even our own interests, our own responsibilities, our own duties. That inspires others to do the same. And it doesn't work at least in my experience, it doesn't work the other way around, where if you try and please other people, you end up pleasing no one.
Yeah, or trying to change other people.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's burnout. It just leads to burnout. Yeah, I think I speak for both of us when I say we're wanting to really investigate what's going on within and gain insight into the true nature of reality. Yeah, this is also a big leap of faith. I mean, this was kind of a hard-planned journey, and a lot of times when I'm following my intuition, I'm not getting the full picture. I'm just getting a couple breadcrumbs ahead of me and not really sure what that looks like. So, yeah, intentions are bound to change, and they have significantly just in the past few days. However, there's overarching intentions of growth, of releasing whatever baggage I have within me without, and serving others. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, wanting to make like a bigger part of this journey, this go around. Like, I had never meditated before. I didn't know anything about meditation in 2015, and I think everyone has their own tools for like letting go and for processing life and for feeling good about yourself and feeling healthy. And for me right now, I mean, I feel like I've actually multiple different tools in my tool belt, but the main one for me right now is meditation. And so I want to be cultivating that even in scenarios where it might not be easy, such as travel. Like, you know, like you said, we don't have everything lined up every day, and so we have to create an environment that's, you know, well, we have to adapt ourselves to the environment and, yeah, sit when we're able to sit. So, yeah, I mean, I see that as being like a bigger part of the journey this go around is sitting more often.
Yeah. Yeah, what's coming to mind too is we're going to be in Nepal for 2.5 months, and it's going to be a lot of meditating and hiking, but then we're flying to Australia, and we're going to be volunteering for 6 weeks at a meditation course in winter in the southern hemisphere, and then after that, I think we're going to do something quite large. Some big journey. There's some epic trails over there, a lot of bush to be explored. Yeah, Australia is something that we're really excited about.
Yes. Yeah, man, I'm stoked. And yeah, we kind of talked about this before this video, but like, it's easy to get ahead of ourselves and think about like, what are we going to do next? And yeah, I think all those things are exciting, but also like, we don't even really know what we're going to do tomorrow. And I think that's like, that's what gets me excited.
Yeah.
Like, you know, hopefully we can meet up with Sally and Ben. If not, you know, we'll just wander the town of Kathmandu. But yeah, I'm excited to to face that each and every day. Like, okay, I don't really know what's going to happen next, but I'm facing it. I'm facing the unknown. It's a challenge. And how can I be equanimous and resilient in those challenging moments?
Yeah, in a way that I've written about this before, but nature is always trying to balance us. And so what I want is likely very different than what I need. And so I'm wanting to gently and gradually like remove myself from my own way. Or remove myself in the sense of being an obstacle from what I need. And that's, I think, said, taking it day by day and seeing what unfolds. And I have no doubt that David and I will separate at times, and, you know, part of this for us is we love traveling together, but, you know, the PCT, we weren't as skillful as we wanted to be, being our own individuals, and we were kind of coupled up in a way. And I think this trip, even though we're traveling together, I think we're going to be much more individuals traveling together rather than a unit, which I'm excited about, and we've already seen that happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, we've planned for that to happen too, in that, like, it's cool because, you know, the way we started out the PCT, not only physically but digitally, we were sharing everything. So like physically, we shared tarps, cook pots, and food, and we're very much interdependent and reliant upon each other. And in the digital space, we also shared like an email list and social media, and like and this go around, I can already feel like more independence from both of us.
Definitely.
And also still a shared desire to collaborate and do things like this.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. And I'm stoked.
Same. And it seems to all be grounded in our meditation practice. Like whenever I get too far into one extreme or another, I'm sitting at least twice a day, and so it just comes up. Okay, I'm too far in this extreme. I could have acted or responded differently here, and so I know better for next time, and I can correct it or talk to David. Hey, what did you think about this when this happened, or can we do this differently moving forward, etc. It's the cornerstone of my life, and it's given me so much confidence in every facet of my life. So, we've probably run like 20 minutes on this video.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the last thing, I mean, you feel free to bring up any last things. I won't usurp the last thing, but I do want to invite like you guys, if you know of anything cool to do in Nepal or in Australia. Like we'll be in Australia for a long time, and I'm wanting to know like what adventures you've been on there, if you know anyone that's there that we can connect with and just talk to.
Yeah.
But other than that, wish us luck.
Yeah, I will say one last thing.
Yeah.
Your life is an adventure. Your whole life is a pilgrimage. Whether it's a pilgrimage is point A to point B, and if you drive to work every day, that is a pilgrimage. Like we can grow in all of those journeys. And so I encourage you back home to keep growing and to keep challenging yourself and to be gentle on yourself. Yeah, and that's just a message that I'll be saying probably over and over.
Cheers.
All right, y'all. Much love. Peace.
Ciao. Ciao.